That's my pitiful trunk opening. So it needs to be adjusted. So obviously you adjust this rod right there by pulling it back a notch or two to make it more aggressively open. You also have one on this side. You see mine's already in the middle position. So I will say it is easier if it's in the middle to adjust it rather than over here, because you'd want to put something through here and catch that side of it and pull. So it's in the first position, you're stuck up here, so you're gonna have a little less leverage on it. But we're gonna see if I can show you how to do this. So the technique, as I understand it, we're gonna pull it this way so that it pushes that bar out first and then back. Of course, I don't have any leverage up here. Alright, you see I got the 3/8 socket extension there as a safety, and I found this wrench fits around there, so I'm going to see if we can just pull this baby back. Holy moly. So I am still out of breath from doing that. Holy moly. I mean, that takes some serious force to pull it back. You see I do have it in the middle now, but that is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. That is not just reach in there and adjust that. I mean, I was pushing, pulling, whatever, with legs and arms trying to get that sucker to move, and I was afraid if I let go that it was going to snap out of there, because you see even with my extension in there it spun around and it was going to come out. And the moment of truth, was all that effort worth it? Arguably no. I mean, for all that pulling and out of breathness, what was it before, like come up to here? So I mean, it's still not exactly what I would call very responsive. I suppose I could try to put it in the third position on each side. I mean, I'm not saying that I want the trunk to just go flying up like that when you pop it, but at the same time, that's a lot of work for not much payoff. Alright, I climbed in there and sprayed some white lithium on all the moving parts, and as you see, it made a huge difference. Still a little squeak, but that could just need the lubrication to work its way in. Basically all the spots, I'll try to point them out with a still image or whatever, but anything where there's metal and metal that move, give it a little touch of lubrication and the squeaks go bye-bye. And that's where Silver Vic pops when you hit the trunk pop. And it's remarkably quiet though. So you see Silver Vic pops a heck of a lot more than the white one did by just making that one adjustment. So Silver Vic is on middle, and this one was harder to change than the white Vic. So even though I put the 3/8 extension up in the top, somehow I was able to pull the rod out of there, and then it slipped all the way back, and the 3/8 extension didn't really stop it, and the trunk lid was falling on me. So I got out of the trunk because I had no idea how heavy it would be with no support. It wasn't too bad, but I ended up putting something to hold it open so that I could get this done. And then once I did that, like I said, 2 feet, 2 arms, and just pull with all my might like I was in a dang tug of war. And I was able to get it, but I'm still a little bit out of breath minutes later. And I gotta say, I mean, it's a dangerous design. It just seems like it's asking to injure you. You just have to be so careful. There's so many ways that you could get hurt on here. But it's done. I'm not messing with it anymore. It's not user friendly at all. It's not even made to, like, see, I thought that you could literally wedge this here and just pull, and then it would notch itself back or forward, but you can't. It has to be pulled back and then pulled outward and then pulled back again and then let in. So it's a multi-step process that you can't just, the bar doesn't move this away, it has to move out first and then back. But to get it out, it wants to just shoot all the way off. So you at least, you have to have something here to keep it from totally shooting out of there once you get it. But as you saw, once I got that off of that first notch, it just went all the way back, and it was a bear to get it back on the first notch. They don't leave you anywhere to get any sort of leverage whatsoever to be able to pull on that thing. And there doesn't appear to be a safe way to do it. I mean, like, you could try to fish something under there, but you need something with just tremendous leverage. You know, you need something about 5 feet long, you know, probably at least the equivalent of something like this, where you could wedge it and pull from outside of the car, and, you know, 2 arms and 2 legs to pull. But trying to just pull this with your hand, I mean, there's no way. I don't know what they were thinking. You can't get that behind there to give you any help. If this would go back there. Let's see, once that pops out, that's all going to go back. That was just to get it back in the one slot. Holy shit. I mean, that thing is freaking crazy how much force that takes.